So something I've heard mentioned a lot is that Royal Enfields are particularly beautiful, which is very interesting considering they're supposed to be a budget bike, but I would agree with this. And if you've got one and you're out and about, the way people come and talk to you, it's pretty obvious that people are enamoured with them. So I'm going to start with my own bike, Lilith, and talk about the design of the Super Meteor and why it is beautiful. I'm sure there'll be people that disagree with me, but I've been an artist all my life. I know what constitutes a beautiful thing and what doesn't. So I might get some of this wrong, but this is just based on my knowledge. I don't design motorbikes, but I do know what makes aesthetically pleasing things. We'll start from the top. Every bike should fit in the golden ratio. If it doesn't, you will know. It'll feel off. It'll feel out of scale, out of proportion. There'll just be something wrong with it. In every bike design, there's always a key line that goes through the bike. Obviously, if you're doing a sports bike, those lines will be sharper and more aggressive. If you're doing an adventure bike, they'll be rugged, sort of strong lines that are very defining of a shape. And on this sort of classic bike, they'll be soft and smooth curved lines. You can see how the exhaust just complements the main line lovely. It's such a beautiful pair of lines. You can distill the bike down. You can distill most bikes down to just a couple of lines. Now, I bring in a couple of more lines. This classic triangle shape is on most Royal Enfields. It's sort of like a trademark they do. I've got a vintage Royal Enfield poster, and even their ancient bikes still have it, and it's such a lovely shape to put in a bike. And this is the bike just distilled down to lines. Could you still recognise it? I can. I would know straight away what it was. Look at those lines. They're just absolutely oof. This is one of those unexplainable things to a normal person that doesn't understand aesthetics, that they'll see it and they'll just think, "Ooh, that's nice," but they won't be able to pinpoint exactly why. It's right there in those lines. Now, to help and complement the main flow, the main lines through a bike, you also have these secondary lines. And in really good design, they carry it through everything. You'll notice that even the badge follows the main lines of the bike. Now I'm going to point out a few, what I would call little chef's kiss moments, little bits of sort of, ooh, that's nice, on the bike as well, which are just outstanding. First of all, there's an ever so slight curve to the underside of the fuel tank that just adds to the line, it adds to the stance of the bike. Another wee chef's kiss that not a lot of people will notice is they've made these little details chrome. Not really chrome, sort of shiny metal. Well, the idea is they act like a magician's mirror. So they reflect the environment. So as you're just glancing at the bike, it looks like those parts are see-through, like you're looking right through the bike. This gives the illusion that the bike's a lot cleaner, so they hide all the mechanical bits, cable and wire, stuff like that, and they clean up the whole design of the bike. That's it's literally using magic and illusion to make the bike look nicer. That's such a genius piece of design right there. And the final bit that it's just absolutely outstanding, and I only realised it when I was at a war museum. They made all the switchgear look like the switches you get on cannons and artillery and guns. Now, considering their motto is built like a gun, and that's where their history comes from, that's just such an outstanding touch. Normally on a cheap bike you would expect they would just use generic switchgear, but the fact they put in that kind of effort is just absolutely outstanding. So kudos to the design team. They really went out their way to make something unique and beautiful, and that's what people pick up on, and that's why every time I stop on my bike, people come to talk to me. It's not me, it's the bike's a celebrity superstar. It's so good looking, people just want to sit and talk about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll maybe do more. I might do some roasts as well, because there's some bikes and cars are just absolutely hideous. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.